We are live. This is the market update. Happy New Year. I am your host, Bill Noble. Why is crypto going up exactly? I will tell you exactly. It's political. It's political. The new administration has one avenue right now to keep people at least happy, or at a minimum, keep people from being disgruntled. And that is to talk about crypto. That's it. It is going to be crypto, starting, I don't know, as soon as Elon can shut up from now until like a month after the inauguration, because they have lost talking points with their base. Like, their base is fired up in the wrong direction. I've been saying this now for 2 days, that this thing about who works where, and not just that, but like Elon's reaction to that, like what's gone on Twitter, that's the stuff that's got everyone losing their mind. Because if they hadn't shut people off, if they hadn't demonetized people, if they hadn't done these things, okay, and then unfortunately, the stupidity over what went on Twitter apparently led to some bad actors taking advantage of that in Las Vegas, right? It was probably queued up to begin with, but this is what happens when you're stupid. This is what happens when people don't like you. And this is what happens, frankly, when people feel disenfranchised. Now, all this stuff that's happening over New Year's, that's outside the scope of the show. But what is inside the scope of the show is that Elon opened his mouth, said something stupid, went to Mar-a-Lago and danced in a tuxedo with the president, and now they look terrible. And the good news is they have one way out, and one way out only, and that is the bull post crypto. So the strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? The made in America cryptos, right? This made in America thing, I can't believe they screwed this up so bad that as soon as I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, XRP, Hedera, Algorand, and they were all up 10% the next day. Stellar was up more. Stellar was up 30%. I didn't even see that until late yesterday. Okay. So needless to say, this is bullish crypto, and get this, it's bullish altcoins. Because if you think, after listening to these characters open their mouth and say the things that they've said, if you don't think we need a new form of the internet, you don't think we need new technologies, 1 minute it's free speech unless you're saying something I don't like. No, this is not going to fly. We need a new internet now. We need privacy now, right? In other words, there is no reason to hesitate. And here's the funny thing, to round it out. Here's the funny thing. They were selling this market the exact same way that they were selling this market right before the election. We're doing the election trade twice again, because they indiscriminately sold altcoins to the point where I was getting heckled off YouTube for being positive. Crazy the amount that this can go up. Wait until you see the Solana chart. We'll go over that. Heck, the Solana chart, wait till you see what kind of views XRP videos are getting on YouTube. Oh my God. Like this could be a full-on alt season, which of course nobody was talking about, because 4 days ago, everybody was negative. Arendam, good morning. Hello, Zav. What's going on? Right. AI agent plays up today. Yes. Diogo, Leo, Seth, Happy New Year. Shelly, hello. Right. SG, the original. Gavin, Gian, Thin Bazaar. Right. Lee, welcome. Alexandra from Europe. Multi, Dara, hello. Happy New Year. Right. Happy New Year. Right. Old Smoky, Crypto Scam, Horace, good morning. Okay. I'm just ripping into it. China's bond yield falls again. Fresh record low. Demand for money in China is collapsing, right? The world economy is going into a recession, and interest rates in the United States and the dollar, the interest rates are too high, and so is the dollar. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Okay, the factors that will drive oil prices. Okay, oil prices are actually surprisingly high. Okay, but tracking oil prices will be a good way for you to track global economic growth if, macroeconomics is not your thing. Once again, how does crypto save everybody? The value of a home in the last 100 years in the United States. I don't know how anybody affords a house. I don't. And I don't know how these people, don't just indiscriminately turn to crypto. This was like the big macro disconnect, at least for me, for last year, is that I should have known that the meme coin thing was going to go insane. And this AI agent thing is probably also going to be insane because there's really only like 2 or 3 coins. It's kind of like back in the Solana days where it was kind of like, well, there was like Bonk and Whiff, and then they came out with like 2 or 3 others. Now they're going to start indiscriminately mooning these meme coins because people just can't afford it. People need a new form of money, and they're going to go into the meme coin market and make it. That's it. It's as simple as that. Oh my God, stop the presses. Vitalik actually says something publicly notable that's not stupid. Vitalik calls out Musk on free speech, right? The ban hammer. Oh my God, I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, somebody please explain to me how. And most of these people who got banned were on the right. For anybody overseas who doesn't follow this, the controversy was who gets a job in America and who doesn't. Okay, so you can debate that. I have strong feelings about it, but that's not the issue. The issue is Trump's base. Particularly these guys are considered right. One guy is far right, but it was considered the right. And these were the guys that supported Trump all the way back to 2016. And they never stopped supporting Trump. They never stopped. Only recently it's been fashionable in the United States to support Trump. For years, he was a pariah. And these people supported him. Now they questioned what Elon said, and they got shut off. He shut off his new boss's core people. Okay. So again, why is this crypto relevant? Because it's very crypto relevant, because I heard about that yesterday too. It's crypto relevant because, he donated so much money they can't get rid of him, but they're going to have to change the subject. And the only way to change the subject is to go back to the Bitcoin Nashville playbook, which is to bullpost crypto. Okay. So, Elon just continues, continues to hurt himself with changing his name on Twitter after he shuts everybody off. I don't even understand that. Like, he's making frog meme posts after he shuts off his boss's base. It doesn't seem to end. Okay. It doesn't seem to end. Whoever did this in Vegas was apparently in the army. I don't know how relevant that is to crypto, but this is relevant to crypto because, Elon fires back at the most right-wing person, a kid. He's a kid named Nick Fuentes. Now, he hadn't said anything about the visa thing because he was kind of on vacation, but obviously he's now vocal about the accounts that got shut off. Elon said to him that you're not being censored. You're getting millions of views. I don't know what you're talking about. And a community noted him. His own people community noted Elon, saying Nick Fuentes is referring to a whole group of people who got suspended over the previous week. His own people told him to shut up. Oh my God. Right. And some of the rhetoric that came out of Elon was so absurd, right? Like Elon was talking about declaring war on anybody who didn't think like he did and then shut off all these people. Again, so if you're the orange man, okay, you're sitting in your office going, I can't believe the position this guy just put me in. I can't believe it. Right? I mean, these guys were like the heroes of the people, and now the people are like, meanwhile, back at the crypto ranch, XRP jumps 12% on this because people thought I was out of my mind and didn't know what I was talking about. And the made in America cryptos are going up, and they may not stop going up. And they may take every single altcoin with it, because if we don't need a new version of the internet now, I don't know what to tell people. I mean, crypto hedge funds are going to walk in and they're not going to underperform. They're not going to wait till Monday. They didn't wait till Monday yesterday. It's like New Year's Day. It's like, okay, let's take all this up. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, yep, here it is. What do I always say? Western holidays. This is a global holiday, but Western holidays, Americans sitting around watching football, eating a roast, chilling out, talking to their families, look at their phone, boom, up 10%. Bang. Crypto's best year ever. Bitcoin 150K, ETH 8,000. Sets the stage for altcoin season. Altcoin season starts right now, people. Thanks to Elon Musk and his big mouth. It's like there's an example. It's like, it's a strange saying. It's like old people say it, I think. Sometimes, higher power giveth, higher power taketh away. He has, obviously engineering genius, but then he opens his mouth and then he makes mistakes, and then he makes 4 more mistakes, and then some bad actor takes advantage of it. And then the next thing you know, this administration is pinned into a corner and has to come out on Bitcoin. I thought you were going to see Michael Saylor at the inauguration the second this conversation about who gets hired in America and who doesn't. And they are just not going to stop about this. They stole American jobs. They're not going to get rewarded with green cards. These people, like this woman in particular, I don't think she has a particularly big following, right? Like she's only got 6,000 followers, but there are so many of these people, so many of these sites popping up, talking about, like I said, who gets a job and who doesn't. We don't need to go into that. What we do need to go into is this isn't going to stop. And their only way out is to bull post crypto. Look at this. This is what's really unbelievable. So not only do we have the inauguration, but for anybody who can't go to the inauguration, we're going to have an additional rally on January 19th. So let's take a brief moment to understand exactly the extent to which they need to bull post crypto. Okay. Think about this. They got a rally. They got an inauguration. These people who are upset, okay, they were the ones who were at the Capitol the first time. Yes, this group of people, the ideology, were the ones who were saying, let's protest, not this election, but, the last one. Same thinking. So is this arena going to be filled with protests? Is this going to be filled with protesters? It's okay. So they got exactly 17 days because they got to do it way in advance. They got 17 days to moon this market. Just moon it. Moon it. Eric Trump, all these guys, the Soros guys, the Treasury guys, the crypto czar, they got to get on the tape now. They need a picture with Michael Saylor now. And this market is going to do nothing but go up if they see that, because the market's oversold. Everybody was bearish. Nobody thought that they needed anything. And again, just imagine this whole arena. They can fill it with 2 kinds of people, protesters or crypto bros. I report, you decide. You know what I'm saying? Like MicroStrategy's dismal December. I can't wait to see where this thing opens up, because this stock was headed sub 200. Like I really was afraid. I was like, oh my God, this thing could crash. Right. And then of course it fills a gap. I discussed it. It fills a gap. And then if Michael Saylor is seen with the orange man, you could catch a lot of shorts in MicroStrategy stock. Okay. That's, you know what I'm saying? This is absolutely interesting. 3 questions reveal your ideal Bitcoin allocation. So, in addition to the administration having a huge pickle and having to bull post crypto, in addition to the crypto bros, which were so depressed and despondent at the end of the year, like, let's face it, I know this ruined everybody's holidays. It kind of ruined mine. It was so awful. It's like my colleague gave you the best advice ever, which is like, like 2 weeks ago, she said, you know what, just ignore this market for the rest of the year. That was perfect advice. So not only do we have the administration has to bull post it and crypto bros have to get themselves turned around, but the normies haven't figured out how to allocate the Bitcoin. They think BlackRock's telling people it's 2%. Smart money is saying 20%. What do you think normies are going to do on the phone with their financial advisors if they see this thing start accelerating? It's called the January effect, right? Which, I didn't put any slides together on it, but basically there's it's called the Farmer's Almanac. There's like the historical legend of the stock market, like the Santa rally and sell in May and go away. The other third big one, it's called the January effect. So what does the market do on the first day of January? They correlate that to what the market could do for the year. What does the market do in the first week of January? What does the market do for January as a whole? So if you have up the first day of January, up the first week of January, up for January in general, that bodes well for the year. Or so stock market legend goes. Now, personally, I think stocks are not the asset of choice, right? We need a macro asset like crypto that's going to benefit from lower rates, lower dollar, higher gold, right? Stocks are, yesterday's news because the economy has been living on printed money and massive debt expansion. And whether Elon and Vivek are running Doge or someone else is, they keep it up at this rate, they're both going to get fired. They're both going to get fired, right? Because, the orange man, it can only tolerate this so long, before he starts getting booed at rallies. Because, like somebody said, Eagle King is the news guy. They're on him on Truth Social, him as in the orange man, about this thing about who gets a job where, censorship, whatever. They're on him on his own platform. So how seriously do they have to change the subject? And I know I've said this 6 times, but wait until normies get a hold of what's going on in crypto. They are going to have to pile in. You could have everyone piling in here very quickly. And this January effect thing that normies are used to, they start seeing crypto moving in January, they're going to jump on it. Why a strategic Bitcoin reserve is critical defending off China. So a brief public service announcement, it became cocktail party cool in legacy and even in high-end crypto research to say, oh yeah, I still think Bitcoin's going to 180K, but this strategic Bitcoin reserve stuff is a bunch of nonsense. It's cool, but the government, blah, 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 blah. I heard all this blah, 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 blah at the end of the year, and people still don't get it. Right? The strategic Bitcoin reserve is not about a strategic Bitcoin reserve. It's about goosing Web3 and getting crypto bros worldwide out of their basement into a Chinese restaurant with a date. So, right? And, they can buy a book on how to have a conversation with a woman so that they can make a baby, because the global population thing is a national security issue. Bitcoin and the strategic reserve is not a national security issue. Crypto bros in their basement, or how about people in general who have trouble finding work? What about them? How do we get them out of their basement? How do we do that? By goosing Bitcoin. Period. End of story. But everyone's like, oh yeah, no, I'm turning my nose up at that because that's so stupid. The little people want that. Yeah, bro, the little people do want it, and the little people are going to get it. They're going to get it. Don't expect Bitcoin. Look at this. Like December 31st. Don't expect Bitcoin fireworks ahead of the new year. $420 million of Bitcoin ETFs. People pulled out of the Bitcoin ETF. Okay, bro. Okay. You characters can pay 115, because here's the thing that's funny. Altcoins may rally in front of the inauguration. Then the inauguration happens, and all these czars and all these guys who, like, they have to continue. They have to make sure this other subject never comes back. Boy, that's going to take 2 months. So they're going to bull post altcoins. World Liberty is going to be in any day now, I think. And then once he takes his hand off the Bible, then they have to go full on Bitcoin. So you're going to have altcoins go first, then you're going to have Bitcoin later in the month and in February. Forget about it. I'm so bullish I can't see straight. Robinhood gives 2.5 million Bitcoin to its top members. I don't know if this is bullish or bearish, but Pump.Fun, is moving like 1 million SOL. I don't know if they're moving it. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're selling, but obviously they're making money at Pump.Fun. That's obviously, right? They're making so much money at Pump.Fun. It showed up in my news 3 times. Okay. Binance futures. All right. So once again, they will offer you all the leverage and all the things that you want on meme coins. Okay. That are worth $1 billion. So please come on in. Zero Bro, which I liked. Somebody showed me A16Z early, right? Etc. They're offering it to you with 75x leverage. So again, who are you selling your Bitcoin and Solana to? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. And who are you buying meme coins at $1 billion at 75x leverage? And the thing is, they took Ski Dog and they smacked it. So everyone's buying this, and Ski Dog is down. I say get Ski Dog. That's me. And one of Turkey's largest banks is set to start cryptocurrency trading services. You can expect every country on the freaking planet to just jump on this. Like, again, they've all got population problems. Everyone's trying to tell me, some guy on LinkedIn is trying to tell me the Japanese are rejecting it because Bitcoin is too volatile. Now, you have a central bank over there that printed $85 billion a month. We were printing $85 billion a month at the same time. Now, Japan was printing what we were printing, and they were 1/3 our size. You think they're going to have a problem buying Bitcoin to get their crypto bros out, buying fancy watches and going on dates? What are they going to do over there with their population problem? Yeah, it's called crypto. Fartcoin, I guess you could call, just farting in general, like the ultimate human meme going back, I don't know, to the beginning. I mean, I guess farting was funny, even if you were a caveman, if you think about it. So, okay. So we're going to trade this at $1 billion. Everyone's talking about AI agent coins. Great. Awesome. Let's do it. Right? There's none of this, meme coin crazy. Look, people need to go out and make their own money, and they're going to chase whatever they're going to chase. The administration is going to have to bull post all of this. And the crypto bros were bearish as of 3 days ago. People are just like waking up. People are taking the train into work this morning like, oh, wow, look at this market. Yeah, well, okay, bro. Look at this market. You better not even go to the men's room before you get to your desk. You better get to your desk, log on, and hit the green button, or this thing's going to be gone. Gone. Look at this. Oh my God. Look at this. I'm telling you, you have to see this. Like this is the extent to which this is not going away. Like, I don't know if people understand this. I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran with 5 years experience in avionics, electronics, and I've been out of work for 3 years. I have a bachelor's degree in some related field, and I can't get a single offer. I can actually vouch for this. I can't find a job to apply to. Forget about getting one. This is like very real and permeates the orange man's base. And all of these people who can't get the work that they want for whatever reason. I mean, we know what the reasons are, but for whatever reason, there's only one way out for them. There's only one way out for them. Why do you think people are mooning meme coins again? And this is everywhere. Like when they shut these accounts off, like it's almost like he did it on purpose. It's seriously, it's crazy. Like these people went from fringe to mainstream overnight. Overnight. Now that base is going to get anything they want and what they want most. Really, they want a job, but what they can give them now is crypto. So insanely bullish, like insanely bullish. And again, I had people yesterday giving me a hard time on my channel, like, well, is this a political channel now? Like, no, bro, it's not a political channel. It's a crypto channel. They're the same thing. It's been the same thing since the election. This is a free speech platform. Free to say whatever you want, unless it's illegal. It won't be taken down, and everyone gets shut off. This is the whole group that got just totally turned off the other day. Now, I understand maybe give the guy the benefit of the doubt. He's the CEO. I don't know. I can't believe he pushed the button. I was like, I can't believe they would be that stupid, but they were. They were. XRP, made in America. Lux Algo Premium Zone, not until $3. It never made it to equilibrium. So one, XRP was never really able to go down. Two, XRP resistance is at $3. So don't talk to me about XRP being overbought until it's at $3. Because this is like, I studied this over the weekend. It just makes cross-border transactions faster. It's integrated. It's got relationships with banking systems already and banks. Made in America. Bitcoin. Okay, so on a 4-hour DeMarc chart, I got this little choppy range, which could be this Elliott wave structure, which, to keep it very simple, meaning Bitcoin didn't collapse below 92, and it actually looked like it was going to, right? You had a rally, you had a failed rally. I mean, it's traded terrible at the end of the year. I was like, oh my God, stop it. This could wind up at 115. Maybe not now, but it could go. And if Bitcoin kind of if altcoins create a breakout in Bitcoin, like if Bitcoin should be weak, but it's not, this could go crazy. I mean, ETH versus Bitcoin as a public service announcement has done nothing, is making a head and shoulders bottom. I mean, this looks like every coin in the market, right, in September of last year, right? Head and shoulders bottom, not doing much, nobody interested. I mean, if Bitcoin has got to wait for the strategic reserve, yes or no, ETH can just take off like right now. Like XRP is telling you that, Solana's telling you that. You could have across the board alt season, and guess what? Vitalik just said something that was A, not stupid, and B, on point. Vitalik could start bull posting Web3 every single day. Every time Elon says something stupid, Vitalik should be out there saying something about Ethereum and Web3 every single day. Look at DGen. Oh my God. Look at this. So here are these Lux Algo accumulation cone formations that they draw. Of course, DGen breaks down, looks terrible, right? Awful, right? Down, 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 down. Total give up trade end of the year, new lows. Everybody's like, and I don't know if this is the greatest thing ever. What I do know is from a TA point of view, if it gets back inside this cone, there's nobody home. Equilibrium, like not premium, not resistance, balance is like back at the high for this move. Now, I don't know if it's DGen, but this is a great chart about a depressed altcoin. How many of these do we have? A lot. A lot. Solana. I said at the end of the year, and everyone thought I was out of my mind, that this thing unwound the entire election move. So Solana was where it was before the election. What, we're not trading Solana? It's not a payment network? What, we're not doing AI meme coins? We're not going to have an ICO season at some point when these agents start issuing coins? You're going to have a repeat. If you don't know what the ICO boom was from 2018, you should get on Perplexity or some chatbot and get a summary of what happens when you get into a mania and there's new coin after new coin after new coin coming out every day. I mean, I had an old boss who made a spreadsheet, okay, where he analyzed, I don't know, he just, he came up with like some sort of quantitative spreadsheet grading the ICOs that were coming out. And I don't know, the guy just became internationally famous during the ICO boom. We're not going to have that again. We're not going to have that on Solana. Really? Everyone's like, oh, AI agents are cool. Yeah. AI agents can just start issuing and issuing and issuing and issuing. And because they're computers, they're going to be assumed to be smarter than the rest of us. Like the computer got Fartcoin right. Everybody in Legacy hated Fartcoin. These Legacy guys are all taking the train in this morning to see Fartcoin at $1.5 billion. We're like, wow, I guess we got that wrong. Yeah, bro, I guess you did. Then what happens if that spreads on Solana? And nobody wanted it at what, it's like, oh, please take my Solana at 180. I don't want it. Crazy. Ethereum, same thing. Climbing back into one of these like, Lux Algo cone channel formations. I mean, they couldn't stop selling it. ETH looked like ETH looked so bad last week. It looked like it was going to go below 3,000. At which point I just said, I'm ignoring this. I'm just not going to look at this. I'm not going to fall for this. I'm sorry. And I don't want to like curse or anything, but Cardano, head and shoulders top, looks terrible. Hit support. Cardano takes out $1. Forget about it. It's going right. It's going to $1.60. You invalidate a bearish formation, boom, gone. Very simple. Made in America. Charles Hoskins. Get anybody out front other than Elon. Anybody. Anybody. Ski mask. Gee, how many times are they going to run the stops at the bottom of this range? They just keep, they run the stops. They just keep trying to break this thing. If they don't break it, it's going to go straight up. Right? But of course, everyone's frustrated. This is the whole thing about bull markets, right? They wash you out. It's like bull markets. Bull markets trick you to change the narrative in your head. The way you change your clothes. It's like, oh, okay. You think it's a bull market? All right, we'll give you this. Okay, you think it's a bull market? We'll take it up and drop it 62%. You still think it's a bull market? You think it's a bull market? Okay, we'll take it. We'll put it in a range and we'll run the stops at the bottom of the range 6 times just to check to make sure you still like it. They do this all day, all month. Bull markets are easy, right? That's what everyone's told. It's easy. You just buy it, 100x leverage, and it all goes up and everybody has a great time and it's easy. It's never easy. It's never easy. They had everybody out 3 days ago. 3 days ago, everybody out. Fartcoin, head and shoulders bottom at the top end of a range. All these legacy analysts that hate it, it's going to 2 billion, right? What goes up? What they hate, what they can't buy, and what they don't understand. That Fartcoin is all three. Seriously, every single bond market analyst, every single legacy guy in a suit was like, oh my God, look what's going on with this coin. Look at these crypto imbeciles. Okay, boys, I'll check with you. And let's check with you 2 days before the Orange Man's rally in the stadium before the inauguration. We'll just check with you on that, see how that's going. I mean, that if they don't have everybody dressed in Bitcoin orange for that rally, it's going to be filled with protesters. And I cannot be the only person who knows that. I cannot be. I cannot. Okay. So other than that, I really don't have anything to say about the new year. Excuse me. Okay, Neff is here. Good morning. Okay, how do we see gold? I don't know. Let's check it out. Could virtual go beyond 5 billion? Dude, absolutely. And I think there are probably a lot of virtual imitators out there that virtual is going to pull a whole sector up. They're going to create a whole sector. Okay. An absolute whole sector. There's an NVIDIA conference. Could we get an AI pump? Dude, we don't need an NVIDIA conference for an AI pump. But yeah, Yeah, maybe that pumps stocks. I don't know. And Nvidia's got an accounting problem. They got to get that they got to get that sorted out. Let's get I don't know. Let's get precious metals going here for Alexandra, who watches our shows at all kinds of times of days, which we, me, the Eagle King, and Toby sincerely appreciate. Yeah. Okay. So, gold is going down. We should sell gold to buy Bitcoin. You should sell stocks to buy Bitcoin. That's what you should do. I don't know, man. It looks like a nice little triangle thing to me. Those things don't work in crypto, but I just can't believe that anybody wants to sell this stuff. Silver. God, what they did to silver. I mean, they actually sold silver to the point where they kind of like broke the chart a little bit. Like silver on a weekly basis, like they took it out of its pennant. They took it outside, like they did these breakdowns. Like they just cracked all this stuff. Now, what I mean by that is, they made the chart look bad, but that doesn't mean that it's going to go down. What happens is they turn around and take it back up, right? They turn around and take it back up, and it comes back inside this formation. You could be talking about 40. Everyone's like, oh, well, it broke down. And this is why I brought up oil, right? So, economic growth stinks. The orange man is going to pump oil like crazy. So why is oil going up exactly? Why would a commodity go up? Okay, well, folks, I'll save you having to read the economics book. Commodities up, dollar down. That's it. It's the only reason to buy oil. And by the way, this is up only. Like oil should be going down, and it's, in its own little way, it's up only since Christmas. This is an 89-minute chart. Why is that? Well, because it's a commodity. Is crypto a commodity? Is crypto regulated by the CFTC? Is crypto not a digital commodity? Isn't it funny how everyone says Bitcoin and crypto is like digital gold? Yeah, it's digital gold. It's a commodity. But when commodities rally, what we do is we sell crypto and get bearish. Ludicrous. Crazy. Okay. Bitcoin over 97K. Yeah. Like I said, legacy, asset allocation, fart coin. Do you know how many of these legacy analysts bear posted fart coin? Forget about it. Fart coin goes to $2 billion. You're going to have this market. It just, I don't know, man. It's going to be insane. Oh my God. Is virtual's now at 4 billion? Oh my God. I mean, seriously, it's like I was bullish, and people would come in on the channel and go, okay, it was 1 billion. I would go, it's going to 2. It goes to 2 billion. It goes to 3. And then somebody at 3 billion comes in and goes, should I buy it? And I actually hesitated. I was like, well, maybe you could buy it on this little dip over here or whatever. Right. It's now at 5 billion. And I got somebody calling me in my inbox. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't. Okay. But they're out looking for other virtuals. This is, I don't know. This is maybe like images from AI 16Z. This is like got a 16 or a $60 million market cap, depending on how you calculate it. I'm just saying these like ETH based virtual imitators with virtual at 5 billion. Yeah, virtuals is going to create like a sector. This could be one of them. Lush. I don't know. All I know is if you got out and you got bearish, you got like 6 hours to get yourself turned around, because this thing could just go crazy. Look at ETH. Like we're just looking at 89-minute charts now. We're just looking at like tactical stuff. So this is Christmas in ETH. 4,000 to 3,100. Straight down. Straight down. Everybody gave up on this. Then it forms this formation, which, normally it's kind of, it can be bearish, but in crypto, when it makes this kind of formation, it normally breaks out of the top. ETH straight down. And we finally have a talking point. The ban hammer. The ban hammer, baby. Let's get the ban hammer going on ETH. Whoop. See ya. Kind of like this. It's really kind of a shame about Elon because of all the Silicon Valley people. You kind of didn't want it to be him. But, Web 2 has been has been due for a whooping. And they're going to get it at the hands of Web 3 because every single venture capitalist is walking into their office this morning going, uh-oh, we better build something. And they've all been chasing meme coins. Venture capital spending was down 60% year over year. They didn't do anything. So everybody is on the subway going into their offices in New York and London going, well, gee, I had a nice holiday. I didn't think I was going to have to work much in January. I didn't think crypto was going to do anything. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, no, bro. You don't own enough. You don't own it. And by the time they do own it, or by the time they have a plan, or by the time they announce something 2 months later, I submit to you a very simple question. Where is this market going to be? Where is it going to be? Okay, folks, that is the market update for today. Happy New Year. Get after it. We'll see you tomorrow.